Good evening. So today I have just a few quick updates. I wanted to start off with something that I forgot last time. So normally I give an update on my subscriber count. So last week it had not grown very much. I had 3 subscribers like from the week prior. And this week I've had one. So all of that to say, like, I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, all right, some weeks growth is slower than normal. And I do believe I mentioned this before that when I had become really obsessed with like watching my views and my growth and all of that, I decided to pray about it. And I was like, all right, like, am I even doing the right thing? Like, is this the direction I'm really supposed to be going? And what I heard back was just like, just help people. And so then I was like, all right, how can I do that the best? And instead of just like putting out short form content, because again, you can't really give all of the lessons learned and all this information in short form content. So what I created was like a little freebie that has all of the emotional intelligence. Okay, not all of the emotional intelligence tools, but a lot of the emotional intelligence tools that I have either mentioned in my content or I have used myself. And so I made that into like a little freebie. And then I thought, well, what a lot of creators do is they'll use ManyChat to say, like, oh, comment this on the video and I'll send you the free thing. So that is what I'm trying to do. I just started that piece of it. So I look forward to giving you an update next week. Hopefully it goes really well. But so far, only one person did it and they did it through Facebook actually. So I have the ManyChat set up on my Instagram, but I don't have it set up to my Facebook because my Facebook is a personal account, even though it's public. But I don't have it hooked up to like my business page because I hadn't really gotten any of my followers to follow the business page, if that makes any sense. So there's not really anyone over there. It's kind of like this cricket page. Um, so I didn't set it up with Facebook, but then I thought, oh, I could set it up with TikTok because my TikTok account is a business account. And I spent an exorbitant amount of time trying to connect it to TikTok. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if you are a ManyChat expert out there and you happen to come across this, uh, throw me some tips because I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. So I'll continue to look into that because I really would like to have it set up on 2 platforms. Right now, I'm in the free trial, but if I'm going to pay for it, I feel like it makes more sense for me to have more than one platform set up because like it is kind of pricey. And if I'm using it to give away a freebie, I at least want to be like seeing growth from it across platforms. So anyway, I'm going to do the 14-day free trial. If I'm not seeing any growth, like if it's really not generating any type of comments and things like that, I might just hold off until I'm seeing more progress on my account because otherwise I'm paying for something that I'm not using and I don't want to do that. So that is just my honest feedback. I have it hooked up to Instagram. I'm going to be dabbling with that this week. Can't hook it up to TikTok. Have no idea why. The next thing that I wanted to update you on was I kind of like hit a breaking point last week where I'm like, all right, I'm not seeing the growth and I'm getting more and more pregnant and it's just like more and more discouraged. And I'm like, every day I get more pregnant, I get closer and closer to quitting. And so I just posted something that was along those lines, like saying just that. And I was just honest and I was like, you know what? So on the days where I can't record and edit and do the fancy, like polished content, I'm just gonna like give myself a pep talk. So welcome to the pregnancy pep talk where I was just being honest about what was happening. And that got pretty good engagement on Facebook and Instagram. It didn't do as well on YouTube. So I still think that the more polished content does better on YouTube, which makes sense to me because I have this theory slash hypothesis that people come to YouTube more so to learn. At least that's why I use YouTube. So I will go to YouTube if I like want to watch funny, like long form stand up, or if I want to learn something. Those, like if I want something informational, or like an informational podcast, or something along those lines. I think that other people use it in a similar vein, unless I'm wrong. But so far, my theory is proving correct. I don't think that people use it in the same like social building connection way that you would with Instagram, where like where people like when you share things that are a little bit more personal, vulnerable, authentic. I don't think that YouTube like lends itself as much to that type of content, which is fine. Again, I find it like more like an education platform. I've even called it YouTube University because I swear that there's like nothing I can't learn on here besides like major surgery. um, but other than that, I do think it's an awesome learning platform. And I think that that's probably why the less polished content doesn't do as well. That is my theory anyway. And then, oh, I already talked about the ManyChat. That was the last thing on my list. So ManyChat, I could connect Instagram. I can't connect TikTok. And then for YouTube, since there isn't that interactive piece where I can say like, oh, comment this and I'll DM you. Instead of that, I just made a comment on my video and I was like, oh, if you want the free tool, go to the link in my bio. And I don't know if that works in YouTube. So I know if I'm watching a long form piece of content on YouTube, they'll mention something or a product or whatever, and they'll say the link is in the description. But with short form content, you at least if with short form content, if I upload it on my desktop, I can add a description. And if I upload it from my phone, I can't. And I don't know if that's a me problem, like if I'm the issue and there's something I'm doing wrong, or if that's just how it's set up and you can do it on your desktop, but you can't do it on your phone. I know that if you want to add a thumbnail to a short, you have to do it on your phone. You can't do it on your laptop. So that was another thing that I had learned. So, all right, those are my updates for the week. I appreciate you coming out and watching this, and I greatly appreciate your time. So, have a good night.